Well, speaking of the economy, this week Congress giving President Obama another big legislative victory, the most sweeping overhaul of financial regulations since the Great Depression. But critics saying it's nothing but a paper tiger, offering little protection against another Wall Street meltdown, and Republicans vowing to repeal it if they retake Congress. Joining me now for a fair and balanced debate, Chip Saltzman, former campaign manager for Mike Huckabee's presidential run, and Richard Socarides. And he's joining us right now. He's the former special assistant to President Clinton. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. All right, 2 years ago, we faced near financial collapse. The president has wanted to do something to make sure that never happens again. Now we have this passage of the financial reform bill. Is this enough, or should there be more, or is this too little? Gentlemen?
Well, I think it's a very positive step in the right direction. I mean, what you saw, what you referred to, proves that the status quo was unacceptable. We had to do something. There's strong consumer protections in this bill. Moving forward, I think it's an extremely positive step and one which we will have to build regulations on and so forth. But I think it's going to be helpful going forward.
Well, Chip, what about the argument that Republicans have made and launched against the president and the Democrats and those who have been in favor of this bill, basically calling it a paper tiger and saying it just won't hold up, it just won't have enough?
Yeah, I think it may be a paper kitten, not even a paper tiger. I think it's an overreaching bill that's 2,300 pages based on politics, not policy. I think it was written mostly by Wall Street folks to help. I think this had a lot more with Senator Dodd wanted to get something done before he left. It doesn't address some of the key issues like risk, like underwriting. It doesn't address Freddie and Fannie, which was a big part of what happened 2 years ago that's caused the problem that we're in now. And I think it does very little to really help the consumer. I think the bottom line in this bill, there's going to be less credit available to the consumer, and the credit that is available is going to be more expensive to the consumer, and that's not good for the economy.
All right, well, Chip, you know, the president, he says that there will be credit available. It would be good for credit, people who are consumers getting credit cards as well as mortgage. So I wonder where the split is between the support of the bill and the critics of the bill. Is there any consensus that maybe this is at least an incremental step in moving forward?
Well, I think it's a big...
Usually I see...
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Well, I was like I said, usually in some of these bills, I say at least there's some good things in it. The only thing I can see good in this bill is after starting to read 2,300 pages, I instantly went to sleep. So insomniacs around the country have got something to look forward to when they read this bill.
Well, that's good. I'll try reading it tonight.
Richard, weigh in,
it'll put you right to sleep, I guarantee you. But if you're talking about the key consumers, I mean, Senator Corker from Tennessee tried to put an underwriting provision on there that at least would say 5% down when you're getting into a mortgage, and the Democrats beat that back. I mean, you think at least 5% down would offer the bank some protection, offer the credit lenders some protection, offer the consumers some protection. It doesn't do that. And I think ultimately Wall Street's protected because they now have 6 banks that are too big to fail, but Main Street's going to get crushed on this issue.
Listen, what you see here is that whenever, one thing is for sure, one thing you can count on is that any banking regulation that's passed, what banks say is that it's going to hurt the consumer and it's going to freeze up credit. I mean, the situation we had 2 years ago was totally unacceptable. We had to do something. This is a nice balancing, I think, of what the proposals were. And, when you see the Republicans already talking about repealing this bill, I mean, I think they backpedaled a little bit, on it a little bit on Friday, but they can't totally be the party of no. We've got to come up with some proposals to move the country forward. What we were seeing on Wall Street was totally unacceptable, and this is, I think, a good compromise as to what, as to all the proposals out there. I think especially the Consumer Board at the Federal Reserve is going to be an important step in the right direction, provide protection against predatory lending practices.
Right.
I think if we put some real teeth behind that and get the right person for that, it's going to really be very helpful.
Chip Saltzman, Richard Socarides, thank you for joining us. And as you've both agreed to, 2,300 pages long. It's just coming out of the gates right now. We'll have to look at it and watch it as it develops. Thank you both.
Thank you, Kelly.
Good to be with you.